mission to build my toddler's freezer stash, and I haven't done it like this before. If you're new here, hi, I'm Jenna. I'm a fully qualified EHO. I've been working in food safety for over 12 years and I'm a mum of 2. My aim with my channel is to help you spend less time in the kitchen and be more confident when it comes to storing, freezing, defrosting and reheating foods, and ultimately give you the hacks that you need to make life easier when it comes to feeding kids. So make sure you hit the subscribe button. So today I have set myself a challenge and I'm giving myself 30 minutes, which I'm going to set a timer on here. I'm going to make a tomato pasta sauce, ham and cheese muffins, and some ham and cheese pinwheels. Let's go. So I am going to cheat a little bit because I'm going to use frozen garlic, which I froze earlier. There's 20 minutes left. I've got everything in a pan for my tomato sauce, and this just needs to go on for a simmer, and then I'll be moving on to the next. I just realised I forgot the tomato puree. So my tomato sauce is bubbling away. Now it's simmering, I've put the lid on and I'm going to leave it there for about 15 minutes, which means that it is time for me to move on to the next thing to add to my toddler's freezer stash, which is ham and cheese muffins. Now this isn't something that I make all the time, so I've written down the recipe here, just so I don't forget. But I do need some cheddar cheese, which I also need to put into the tomato sauce once it's cooked, so bear with me. Okay, I never have the patience to grate cheese as and when I need it, so I tend to do a batch at once, which kind of lasts for the week. But as I'm cooking a few things, I'll need to add it to the tomato sauce, I'll want to put it on the pinwheels, and I definitely need it for the ham and cheese muffins. So I'm just gonna and there we go. So now I've got my cheese. Move this out of the way. I don't need it until I'm blending the sauce, so. Ham and cheese muffins. Okay, so I mix the dry and wet ingredients separately. For this one, I think I need a fork actually, and a whisk. I need a whisk. Just going to pop this to one side, and then I'm going to start on the pinwheels. Okay, so I've just done a quick tidy up. Now I've got, oh, it's exactly 5 minutes to make the pinwheels, which I'm confident. So I left this at the fridge since I started this, so it's been out of the fridge for about 20 minutes. It's starting to get stuck a little bit, but just so that it's easier to roll out. So I'm not going to cook the pinwheels. I'm actually just going to bake them straight from frozen whenever I want them. That is my tomato sauce ready, so I'm just going to turn this off. And I'm going to make pinwheels. You can wash these with egg now before you put them in the freezer, or you don't need to at all. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Today I am not going to, but these are ready for the freezer. And then all I've got to do is just cook the, all I've got left to do, well that's my 30 minutes. But all I've got left to do is cook the ham and cheese muffins. So I will do that now, and they're ready for the oven. Okay, I'm just going to pop these in the freezer. So I've just put them in like that because I'm open freezing them. So in about 2 hours, I will take them off the baking tray and put them into a freezer bag, and then I will cook as many as I want to straight from frozen. Or you could, if you don't want to open freeze like that, you could stack them with a piece of baking paper in between. You could even use the paper that the pastry comes on as well. Last but not least, I'm blending up the pasta sauce that I made. When we blend it up, I always add a handful of cheese. There's a fly. Ah! Hang on. He's gone. Yeah, I add a handful of cheese. And also some pesto. So once you've blended it, you just literally put it in these food cubes. I bought these when the girls were weaning, obviously for their puree, stuff like that, but honestly, I still use them all the time. They are amazing for things like this. I also said that I've got some of this pizza sauce left over, which I will also freeze into little cubes like this and then defrost, and that'll be a perfect amount for us for a pizza night or for what I've just done. So yeah. So this mixture will easily fill up all of these cubes. I'm just going to let these cool down for about 10 minutes or so before I put them in the freezer. And then once these are frozen solid, we'll pop them into a freezer bag. And then this amount I'm just going to pour into a jug. I'm going to pop that in some cold water and that will cool down. I will then put it in the fridge until these are frozen solid and just do the whole thing a little bit later. For now, I need to just clear up this mess. And there we go. So I'll admit it took a few minutes over the 30 minutes to get all of these made, especially to get these cooked, etc. But super easy. It's done. Now when these were cooking, I got completely cleared up, and yeah. So everything is all ready to go in the freezer except for these. These just need to cool down for about half an hour. I'll put a net over these, and I will cook everything from frozen. So these have been in the freezer for half an hour already, and they're pretty much ready to be bagged up. So I'll cook these straight from frozen. Once the cubes of sauce have frozen solid, I'll pop the cubes out, and again I will cook them straight from frozen in the microwave with some fresh pasta. You can also cook some pasta now and freeze it as like a pasta bake dish, whatever's easier. And these, you can just pop them straight in a freezer bag and grab out one, and I'll either defrost in a lunchbox and serve cold, or I'll reheat straight from frozen, normally about 90 seconds, and they're good to go. So I hope you enjoyed today's video, and if you want to see more ways you can get to grips with building a freezer stash, as well as tips and tricks when it comes to freezing, defrosting, reheating all kinds of foods to make your life generally easier in the kitchen, then make sure you hit subscribe and let me know in the comments if you try any of today's recipes and how you get on. Thank you for watching.